Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. And today I am introducing you all to a new perspective when it comes to Ben 10 overall and other concepts. What I wanted to do is emphasize the importance of the Ultimatrix while also doing something with the Omnitrix and involving other franchises such as Transformer and Predator, which you will be seeing today. I always wondered what would happen if Ben 10 had a insert alien transformation, and then that inserted alien would have an ultimate form with the Ultimatrix, which is personally one of my favorite things that Ben 10 ever got. My thing is, I am taking this idea and running with it and altering it from the YouTube channel The Ink Tank. Specifically, OR Ash does it, but I'm playing off of it. These are my 5 pitches for what could be a new series. I don't know what I'm going to be dubbing it yet. Maybe Ultimates Reborn? Ultimates Reborn. Let's go with that. But anyways, please do enjoy the video and give me feedback and comments down below.
Ending Ultimates, there are 2 rules they indirectly use in the show that I will be using today. Number 1, the color palette has to change. None of the Ultimates share the same color palette as the original alien it's based from. Number 2, there has to be a power trade-off. Essentially, they have to lose... Ben?
I began this one with Thanos in mind, and I didn't exactly have anything planned for this one, but this is what started the Ultimates Reborn series, and this was Thanos the first time, so technically he's an Eternal slash Deviant. Well, Deviant, technically. What I did was I redesigned his costume a little bit, and gave him a Ben 10 sleek design, which was partially inspired, since I've been watching a lot of classic lately, was partially inspired by the wolf in the first little bit, the alien wolf. I think this came out to a pretty good design. However, I think you would call him like Titan or something like that. However, in regards to actual deviant evolution, I didn't think about that too much. I thought about Thanos personally, and I figured, hey, what if Thanos' DNA got into the Omnitrix? And I was like, Thanos is awfully obsessed with Mistress Death. I wonder what would happen. So I was thinking, what if instead of Thanos or the Deviants focusing on brute strength and their physical durability, what if they became more cosmic in nature? Not like a cosmic entity like eternity or anything, but as in they can manipulate the forces of a planet. However, the body would get substantially weaker and they would go through an evolution. He is much, much stronger in this form and is able to manipulate the tectonic plates of a planet, like the old power from the planet Zakar. And he can use cosmic energy, has cosmic awareness, so he's always aware of everything. And this is a supremely more powerful Thanos. However, he's still not as powerful as Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. However, I think he could beat him if he melted the gauntlet. But I give you Ultimate Thanos. Well, Deviant. Ultimate Deviant.
Ben?
So, going into this one, I decided that the Predator should have, obviously, his own transformation. However, I did 2 different variants of it. Obviously, I drew the first one, and I gave him sort of a humongous sword design, not in the body structure or anything, but in the sheer design of his clothing and whatnot. And I had to mix it in with his normal Predator-like attire. However, this was odd for me drawing a Predator because I don't typically draw them. And I felt like if Ben had a transformation such as the Predator, I don't feel like he would use it as a typical Predator should be used. He would probably use him as just another one of them, kind of like, oh god, wasn't it one how Tiny became a what is it? She works with Ultimos, the supervisors of the solar system. Whatever. Point is, Tiny broke the role of normal Tetramens and broke free from it. This is how I'd figure he'd do it. However, an ultimate Predator, I feel like, okay, if you don't know how it works, the Ultimatrix slaps them in a simulated war zone for about 1,000,000 years, and then whatever DNA comes out is the current transformation. What I did with the Predator's transformation is this one in particular, there's two variants. This one focuses more on the Predator itself, and I gave it bug-like wings, since this would be a great way for it to avoid xenomorphs, since Predators are known for fighting xenomorphs. They would be able to avoid it this way, and they can use their tails as either a laser or a giant battering ram, and this way since they become more insectoid, they are asexual, and this means they could reproduce on them on their own, and this would allow them to come up with their own new techniques that the Predators can't or the Xenomorphs can't typically counter. This is my first design for an ultimate Predator. Now, this one is what I call the Terminator Predator. Basically, it is a Predator that has merged its mind with the technology, which is what is with the tentacles and everything. Basically, its body is just a metal plating on its torso, but it can stretch it out and reveal vulnerable parts of its muscles that it uses to stand up and move. However, the metallic part of its body, the purplish stuff, or the pinkish stuff, can be melded into technology such as, the shoulder blade or the heat tracker or whatnot. And it would give the Predators an advantage of battle. Instead of having to recharge or remove it, they could simply create this technology. Now, this one is a little more far-fetched. However, I think the design came out very well. I wanted to make it different than the last Predator design. But yeah, these are my two designs for the Ultimate Predators.
Ben?
To begin this one, I had to redesign Boros a little bit. I gave him, instead of a bluish and black body with pink outlining degrees, I redesigned him and I gave the Omnitrix symbol on his eye. And yes, I know Boros' species appears again in the manga, apparently. We're going Blast, however, we don't know enough about him, so I looked through of what Boros is, and I couldn't find an exact name for him. Now, this guy, I feel like, would be on one of Ben 10's powerhouses, and he would be far more durable and energy sufficient. However, I feel like he'd be a more unstable version of Atomics if push came to shove. And to help define him differently from Boros, initially I was just going to draw all these characters as is and then just slam them in the Ben 10 universe. However, this time I added him a little bit of extra hair to help differentiate him. However, with his ultimate form, I took inspiration from Dark Marcy. I've seen her around a little bit. However, his design I felt was a little sluggish. I'll admit this is probably one of my weaker designs for an ultimate. However, this one, instead of having to constantly regenerate, his body is made of a slightly weaker version of his skin, and if torn apart, his muscles would reform stronger than before, and he'd be able to stack them all on top of each other and save up energy and use punches. He'd also be able to use his fur, so to speak, as energy projectiles. However, this is just my concept for Ultimate Boros. A weak one, but still a goodie.
Ben?
begin this one, I had to go over and create a new transformer from scratch. This one, I figured that since, say, Ben 10's on a ship and he's going through his transformations and he's just checking them out, and this one pops up, and say he's standing on a ship going through space and he's about to dive into battle. Well, when he transforms, he would merge into whatever he's standing on, supposing it's a vehicle, and transform into it, which this one. I think that he would call this one Megaton, not Megatron. This one is an original design by me. I made him up. This is similar to a nanomech situation with the Omnitrix. However, as interesting as this one is, I felt like the Ultimate is more of a complex one and not something that could be, like, realistically it would be done. However, I don't think it looks as cool as this design right here. Basically, he's a Decepticon. He's a Cybertronian is the point, but he's specifically Decepticon. And here in a minute, after I get done coloring him here, you will see that I drew a design for the plane he would transform into, what they used to get around the universe. Yeah, right about here. I didn't have all the colors to exactly match it. However, I did think it came out pretty well. But going off of that, also I'm gonna mess with a filter just to see how this sounds. But this is what I thought it would be. I thought that Cybertronians, they die a lot and they need energon a lot. What if they created a machine that would give them enough life-sustaining energon to power themselves up, which would be their spark? And this way, they would be able to transfer other matter into energon, which is something I think Megatron does in Transformers Prime. But this way, the spark, as long as Ben 10 is transformed, he can remain in this transformation and absorb and collect more technology together and turn into like a Galactus-sized individual and become easily bigger than Way Big or stronger than, not Clockwork. He's more of a time character. We'll say Way Big again. But it's not like nanomachinery. It's more technopathy, I think. And he would be able to control all of them and morph them into whatever form he wants, evolving beyond a typical Cybertronian and actually being able to control the technology and what he transforms into. He could use the entire planet of Cybertron as one and turn into something like Unicron. But this is my design for an ultimate Cybertronian, Megaton.
Ben?
Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you do enjoy. Please do get this video to 1,000 likes. And thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And stick around for the rest of the content to come out on this channel. Alright, see you then. This has been Walking Productions.